very much. I love your passion. Well, first, let me welcome you to City Hall. This is your City Hall. It's not my City Hall. It's not somebody else's City Hall, but it is our City Hall, the place where people come together to figure out how to live a good quality of life for one another and for us as an entire community. Let me say as well that I love the theme of the artwork, stitching together a social safety, our social safety net, especially stitching. My partner is of a Mennonite background, and we have so many quilts in our home that it's from Grandma that it's unbelievable. And you know, when you make a quilt, there's the skill of the quilting, but there's also the gift of dialogue. Making a quilt is really about talking to one another, about sitting around the cloth that is recycled material, and you say, how can we create something new from something that was old? And it requires lots of talking. As you're stitching, you're talking, and you're working it through, and you're building community. And out of that process, a new dream is born, and new relationships are formed, and community is built. So I love that theme of stitching. The theme of stitching is a great theme. And it does fit well with some of the efforts going on here, with the great pushing that community groups and individuals do in here. And you know, I see folks from the Dream Team, from Children's Aid Society here, from the host of organizations that make up this great city of ours, folks that are very active on anti-poverty work, on poverty reduction, on rebuilding the social safety net. That is what has propelled us as a City Hall to say, you know what, we need to develop our own poverty reduction strategy. Yeah. And on April the 1st and 2nd, it is actually going to City Council to direct staff to put together a poverty reduction strategy. Now, you know, if the city does it alone, we can't do it alone. We simply can't. We need the provincial order and the federal order of government to be part of that process, absolutely. But that doesn't mean that the city doesn't make an important contribution. As the artwork indicates, poverty is complicated. Sometimes it's about not having access to bus fares. Sometimes it's about housing. Sometimes it's about mental health support. Sometimes it's about the lack of community. Sometimes it's about childcare, not having a place to put your children or your child when you are looking for work or looking to get to an appointment. It's all those things together. And the city is an important thread in understanding that poverty and also in understanding how we can overcome it. So what we're trying to do at City Hall, and that's what the motion that I brought forward at Community Development and Recreation that's going to Council on April 1st and 2nd, is to say, City, what are we doing? What is our part in it, and how can we help? And if we as a city develop a strategy, then we have our skin in the game, and that propels then, that gives us a lot of moral authority, moral credibility to say to the province, look, we've put money in, we've developed a strategy to reduce public transit fares, to reduce or eliminate fees for people who want to access recreation services. We've increased the number of childcare spots. We're doing this and this around housing, making our lands available for social housing purposes. If we do that as a city, then what a great role model for other orders of government. And so that's what we're doing over the next little while. We want 2014 to be the year that city staff works with the community and all the different agencies, boards, and commissions at the city to put together the plan so that the new mayor in 2015 has something on her desk in early 2015 and that is able to be implemented for the next 4 years. So that's the strategy, folks. And you know how you guys can help? There's no introduction without a class homework. And class homework is wherever you are, whoever your councillor is, make a phone call. say we know that the poverty reduction strategy is on council's agenda, and we want you to pass it and give it your wholehearted endorsement. And we want you folks also to make it part of the election campaign. If you hear a councillor at an all candidates meeting or a mayoralty candidate not saying anything, that's a problem. We need you to help us to say the right things and be the leaders that you need us to be at City Hall. So welcome everyone to City Hall. The struggle continues. We will be there, but you need to help us get there. Thanks very much, everyone.